Song-specific patches provide a simple way to accurately replicate all the sounds and parts of the original song and are designed to use in Sunday Keys, our all-in-one solution for live worship keys. All the complex programming is done for you, so your left hand can trigger textures, ambiance, and sequences, while your right hand is still free to cover the most prominent parts, like pianos, leads, and pads. Intuitive song sections are pre-programmed to ensure seamless dynamic transitions. For this tutorial, we'll use the song's original key and tempo, but you can easily adjust these within the patch if needed.
In this video, you'll learn how to play I Know a Name using the song-specific patch from Sunday Sounds. We'll explore the parts, riffs, and sounds you need to play it live with confidence. Ready? Let's go. This patch has piano, pads, bass, arps, all triggered in the left-hand range, which stretches from here to here. So that's the lower left-hand range. Then you'll find an upper left-hand range here, which brings in some different arps and textures from this key to this key. Then your right hand will be playing piano riffs throughout the song, as well as some bell leads and organ leads and different things throughout, which I'll go over. So your right hand will be layered in from this key all the way to this key. So you'll find in song section 1, there's just piano all the way up. And then in song sections 2, 3, and 4, there is a bell, an organ lead, and a guitar kind of pad too. The song starts with song section 1 for intro, verse, and down bridge. Song section 2 for down chorus, medium verse, and bridge. Song section 3 for medium chorus and bridge. And song section 4 for big bridge and chorus. For the intro, you'll use song section 1. You'll be playing high octave notes with your left hand and the lead in your right hand. So let me go ahead and show you how to play it hands together first. Okay, so you can hear there's this kind of piano arp, plucky arp kind of texture that goes through most of the song. And you'll find that texture in the upper left-hand range. And then there's also piano layered in. So for left hand, you can do, you have a couple different options. You can do, like I just showed you. You could also do single notes in the upper octave range. Or you could even just do fifths. Okay, and then for right hand, it's playing the lead, and this will come back a few times. Okay, and you can choose how you'd like to voice this. You can add chords underneath, kind of like I did. I just added the one of my key underneath each of the notes. You can also just play the lead by itself if you want. And there are some points in the song where I'll actually play the lead and change the bottom note and not just play the one of my key, the C, I'm in the key of C. Play that underneath, but kind of change it. Just depending on what I like and where I'm at in the song. Okay, one more time, hands together. All right, then there is a turnaround after first chorus, and for this turnaround, I like to stay in the upper left-hand range still, and then just play the first three notes of that lead that we just talked about, but near to middle C. Now, at any point in the song when you're using song section 1, you can feel free to add in the lower end. So in the lowest octave of the keyboard, there is additional bass piano notes as well as a synth bass. So if you ever want more, you can feel free to do that. For the down verse, you'll use song section 1. You'll be playing in the high octave left hand range, and then I play some single notes and chords with my right hand. So remember that you do have piano layered all the way up, so feel free to add in more notes or play higher if you'd like. I like to keep this first verse pretty simple. Now about halfway through, then I like to bring in the bass notes. It's going to bring in lower octave piano as well as a sub bass. So I'll go ahead and play through the verse so you can hear how I like to do it. Okay, so I'm just playing the first 3 notes of the lead and then adding in some chords. And then when it builds to the full octaves in the left hand, bringing in a little bit more notes. For the medium verse, you'll use song section 2, and the keys actually drop out quite a bit during this verse, but you can still hear the organ and some pads. And so what I like to do is actually bring right hand up higher and play some higher chords, just kind of add to the texture of the song. Remember, if you want to do something different or you want to just play some piano during this part, you could just use song section 1 to do that. But let me go ahead and show you how I like to play this verse. Okay, so to start, I'm just playing some chords up higher. And then second time through the progression sounded like this. Okay, and then there's a little bit more motion in the second half of the verse. So for this, I like to add some of that with my left hand, but I stay out of the upper left hand range at first. And then I like to bring in all of those arps kind of halfway through. So you can think about how you would like to do this. You can bring those in whenever you want to. But the way that I am doing this is to play left hand, a little bit of a repetitive thing. Okay, and then I'm also adding in that lead line back in. For your down chorus, you'll use song section 2. For this, I like to add in some right hand kind of syncopated piano and keep that close to middle C, and then play octaves in my left hand. So let me show you how I like to do it. So I'm playing right hand like this. So on all of the 1 of my key, I'm doing it like this. And then for the flat 7 and the 4, I'm doing it like this. Okay, here's one time through the progression just so you can hear it one more time, hands together briefly. Okay, so then for my medium chorus, I'm going to play this one differently. More sounds will be coming in, and now I like to bring my right hand up higher to play some single notes for bell lead and organ lead that are kind of combined. So let me go ahead and show you how I like to do this chorus. So let me go ahead and show you. I'm just doing some single notes and little melodies. So here's what it looks like to start. And then both halves of the chorus I play with the same notes for that like kind of melodic and lead line. All right, then there's going to be another chorus at the end of the song, which will be a big chorus. So for this, I like to use song section 4. It'll bring in more sounds, and I like to keep my right hand up high. I'm going to play the lead a little bit differently, but it's the same basic idea. There's just some extra notes. Let me go ahead and show you how I like to play this chorus. Okay, so just adding on some more notes. So some of these are just really quick. There's almost like a grace note that happens. And then I just repeat that. I play the first half and second half of the chorus the same. For the down bridge, you'll use song section 1. To start, I like to just play the lowest note in my key. So I'm in the key of C, so I'm playing the C at the bottom. So I like to just play that note, and it has a piano and a bass in there. And then I add on some chords. So let me show you the first time through this bridge. Okay, so first time you are just playing the one of your key. We're in 6/8 here, so on the 1 and then on the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then right hand will come in. And so for that first half, I don't even really use the pedal too much. I like to just keep it really dry and then bring in the chords. One more time, just that second half when right hand comes in, hands together. So I like to keep that piano arp texture out at first for this first time through the bridge, but if you did want to add it back in, then you can just add in the thumb in the upper left hand range. Okay, so the second time through the bridge, you will use song section 3. I just moved the right hand 1 octave higher, and now I am playing octaves in the left hand, and otherwise I play it the same way. So here's how this sounds. Okay, and then there is an interlude that happens in between the bridge and the next bridge section, which is different. And so for this interlude, we pull it way back. I like to use song section 1 for this, playing the lead but in octaves, and I'll show you where I like to do left hand with octaves and fifths. Okay, so now we're playing that same lead line just in octaves. And then I like to do the fifths with my left hand for this. Okay, and then we move into a number of bridges. So I like to kind of build this as I go. And so we'll move through the song sections and also change how we're playing it a little bit. So first I'll go ahead and show you the first time through the bridge. We're going to use song section 1, and you will stay in the high octave for left hand. Now for this, instead of just holding left hand, I like to actually pulse the top note a little bit to add some additional movement alongside the arp. So let me show you how I like to do this first time through. Okay, so I'm playing right hand similar to the intro actually. And then left hand, I am just adding a little bit of a pulse. Okay, now the second time through the bridge, for the first line, I like to keep it at song section 1, and then for the second line when it does a bit of a walk up, then I like to change it because you'll hear the synth lead up high in the bell. So here's how I like to do the second time through the bridge. Okay, so for that walk up, I like to then bring my right hand all the way up high. Okay, and then moving into the third bridge, then for this, I like to move to song section 3. And now I like to play some chords just near middle C in the right hand and let the sounds do everything else. Kind of almost bring it back a little bit in terms of not having any melodic leads up high during this third bridge, and then bringing in a big line at the end of it. So for this bridge, I'll show you how I like to do it. Okay, so I'm just playing the chords here near middle C. And then this walk down at the end. Okay, so now I've come to the fourth bridge, and for this, there is a line at the very start, and we're now using song section 4. So I'll go ahead and show you how I like to do this bridge. Okay, so first let me show you this organ synth line that we have going on right at the start. One more time. And then the second half, I play right hand like this. Okay, so here's this bridge one more time, hands together at speed. And then there is another bridge, actually 2 bridges at the end of the song. So you're going to use song section 4 for that as well. And now I'm going to actually play our familiar lead line during this part. And the chords also change. So depending on if you're playing this exactly like this recording or you're playing it differently, I would be really careful about that because there are some very different chords in this particular arrangement. So I'll go ahead and show you this second to last bridge. It goes like this. Okay, so here's what right hand is doing. Similar lead line. Okay, it has that little descending line. And then it goes again, but the second time it doesn't have the descending line. You could also do some other cool things in this range if you wanted to. Like you could do some repetitive stuff like or a different one. Anyways, feel free to be creative if you want to add some additional cool stuff. All right, and then we've got one more bridge, and for this there is a walk up, and so let me show you how I like to do that. Okay, so Back to song section 4. I'm just walking up right hand, starting on the 3 of my key. So similar to our lead line, you'll notice that. And then when it walks down 4, 1/3, 2, 1, then I like to mirror that up high. And then I do both of those the same way. And then depending on how you want to end the song, it does finish out pretty big like that, but you can always go back to song section 1 and then finish up with some piano. Just remember, in the upper left-hand range, you have that ARP, so if you want it, it's great. But you can always choose to leave it out.
Head to the link in the description to get this song-specific patch to use inside the Sunday Keys app. All the Keys audio you've heard in this video was captured straight from the app with no post-processing applied. The app is available for both iPad and Mac. This patch may also be available in other formats. If you'd like to discover more about Sunday Keys, there's a link in the description to learn all about it.